most wide open season in the history of the league. I mean, that's just a fact. There's no doubt about it.
The league is in a great spot. These teams, these championship teams, the Minnesota Wind Chill are in a great spot.
Let's be real. We shocked the world tonight. These guys know how to fight, and that trophy was nice and heavy, and that felt good.
We haven't proved anything yet. We've been here several times. We are the underdogs.
We've been grinding for a long time. I don't feel like we got over the hump.
You're going to win that over and over, one matchup at a time.
You've got your favorites. You've got your underdogs. This is why they play the game.
Over the top! Skies over Grayson Center!
To the end zone for the score. Oh my goodness.
Battle at the buzzer, and you better believe Jeff Babbitt lives for the moment. Glory have defeated the reigning champions.
We are live. Welcome back to the Shredhead. We're live for week 12 of the UFA. And Shred played yesterday. We're watching a couple finishes here in the fourth quarter. New York and Philly. This is for the 3 seed with 46 seconds. Or is that a replay? No, that was a replay from last time I played them. Sorry. That game will be happening tomorrow, Philly and New York. I might go live for it, depending on what time it's at. Unless actually, I might be live for the Jazz games, but we'll see. But on my phone, I got Atlanta here against Carolina. That fourth quarter just started. Atlanta scored first in the fourth quarter. Atlanta's up 16-13. Carolina has to win this if they want their streak to continue of they've never missed the playoffs, and if they win next week and some teams lose, then they're in. But if they lose today, they're out for the first time in their franchise history. They're down by 4 right now as Atlanta scores there. It makes it 17-13 with 11:04 left. On the TV, I got Boston and DC right now. The 1 seed Boston, the 9-1 Boston Glory, sorry, my brain just went completely blank right there. Boston, one of the best teams in the league. Of course, Chicago Union, the only undefeated team in the league. And then there's 2 teams with 1 loss. The Salt Lake Shred and the Boston Glory. And right now, the Boston Glory are losing to DC right now. And if DC wins, they get 2 seed. Of course. If DC loses or wins, they get 2 seed. If they lose, then it might get 3 seed. We'll see. No. 3 seed is Philly or New York tomorrow. I'm tripping. But this is a key game because if Boston loses, then I think if Boston loses and they win the East and Shred win the West, then in the championship weekend, Boston could be a lower seed. So this is actually good for the Shred. This is really good for the Shred that the 1 loss Boston Glory are losing, because if they lose here to DC, they're down by 5. They're down by 5 right now with only 2:17 left. So it looks like they're gonna lose. Unless some magic happens, but DC is pretty dominant today against Boston, and this is huge for the Shred because once again, if they both make championship weekends, Shred will be a higher seed than Boston because Boston's losing today, and Shred only have 1 loss, unless the Shred lose because they have 1 game left, of course, against the Wind Chill, but. After this game, it looks like DC is going to hold on because they're up by 4 with a couple minutes left. So that means Shred going to move into that 2 spot. Shred going to be the second best team in the UFA after this, behind, of course, undefeated Chicago Union. Hey, welcome in. Welcome. I'm going to move myself to the top corner. and make me bigger. See that chat. All right. But yeah, these two games, the Atlanta Carolina game is far from over. This DC one might be over though. I might switch up the DC one on my phone and the Carolina one on TV, Loki, because this one's pretty much over. Is there any other games that are important today? Minnesota beat Madison, so Minnesota probably locked up the 2 seed there. Colorado playing Bighorns. I guess that's kind of important, but they should just destroy the Bighorns, honestly. But tomorrow, it's a huge game between the Phoenix and New York. Winner of that will take the 3 seed most likely, and loser will be out of the playoffs. New York out of the playoffs for the first time since 2015 would be crazy, but we'll see. Maybe I'll go live for that tomorrow. Depends. What time is it at? It's tomorrow at 11 in the. Oh, it's 11 in the morning. I can't stream that. I wish I could. I'm streaming the Cubs instead. I'll probably be watching the Cubs. If there's any UFA fans out there, go subscribe to Coleman Sports 23. If you're subscribed to the Shredhead and not subscribed to that channel, go subscribe to Coleman Sports 23 because I'll be live for the Cubs game, and I'll probably put the Cubs game on the TV and this Philly New York game on the phone because that's a huge game. Or I might just not stream the Cubs. I might switch over to this because the Cubs are just playing the Yankees, and that's just a regular season game. This is important. This is an important game. I'm at to switch that. That's the problem though. I don't know if I'll be home by then from church. 10:30, 11:30. Dang. Wait, no. It's at 11. It says it. 9:30, 9:30. Oh, it says at 9:30. 9:30. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll stream that. But Flyers might be cooked. That record might be shifted to the shred. Except the shred, of course, won't have the record. It's just the shred will have them. If Flyers lose here, their streak of making the playoffs is over, and there's only one other team that has an ongoing streak of making the playoffs, and that's the Salt Lake Shred. Every other team has missed the playoffs at least once in their existence. So this is like huge game for the Flyers, obviously. Of course, losing Tobias Brooks was huge for the Flyers. Going over to Colorado. They still got Jacob Fairfax, though, multiple-time MVP in this league. But they're down by 4 here with 6:46 left against the tough Atlanta Hustle, who is the only reason the Salt Lake Shred are undefeated is because of the Hustle. They beat Shred by like 1 point. It made me mad. But yeah. 5-goal lead now for Atlanta. Looks like the Flyers might be cooked. Sean Cannell with the goal there. Former Shred player.
sets it up. And then the old frisbee cheat code of being able to have that lefty backhand against the Florida
I miss Shotgun, oh man.
space to run on here there. But again, the body language is just not there for Carolina. I mean, the defense
Uncle kind of old though.
gave up the goal, and obviously
You got younger.
can't really afford to
Agree.
win, but it's the lack of energy is concerning to me if I'm a Carolina Flyers fan. It's hard to see where Carolina feels like they can come back. If you don't believe you can, I think it's just about impossible.
It really feels like you're waiting for that.
Yeah, I don't think the Flyers can come back from this.
They're not finding their way out of this gale that Atlanta has blown across the Flyers team. The problem is that they've got basically.
Go Flyers, you gotta hurry. Y'all got by 5 with 5:46. You basically have to score every minute. It's clearly a foul there.
Just completely ran through Laviola. I don't think intentional.
No, I do not.
Sigins seemed to be kind of caught in that space where he was turning his head right as he was running through Laviola's space. And Atlanta playing a zone defense.
Injured. Jeez. Press for this Laviolette.
But they're just playing the clock right now.
Hopefully he's okay.
Well,
I don't know. It looks less like it in slow mo.
yeah, perhaps we gave Sigins a little bit too much credit there. That he definitely had a chance to pull out of that one.
Maybe not the
I don't know how he got hurt.
If things were not bad enough for you, if you're a Carolina fan watching at home, if the prospect of a 5-goal deficit.
Rip Carolina. It's the first time they're not going to make the playoffs.
Laviolette down on the ground.
Let's see if there's a final score for that Boston Glory game.
Your woes that have mounted so high already.
But the games that happened today, Detroit got destroyed pretty much by 7 against Indy. Neither of those teams in the playoffs, so it didn't really matter. Of course, this game, 19-14, Atlanta hustle over the Carolina Flyers. DC did end up winning that one by 4 against the Boston Glory. So it looks like DC's got the 2 seed locked up in front of New York. And New York and Phoenix tomorrow is pretty much going to be to decide the 3 seed there. So New York, so East Division, Boston already locked up the 1 seed. DC, of course, locking up the 2 seed with that win over Boston today. It looks like. And then, of course, New York and Philly there. That matchup tomorrow is probably going to be for the 3 seed pairs to the Carolina Flyers player here. Not looking good. Hopefully, it's fine. There's De Laviolette.
Today is just the beginning or the continuation of their long road to playoff contention. Could be done and dusted by the end of tonight, but if they are able to stage something miraculous.
Yeah, Flyers have to win the rest of their games after this, and like certain teams have to lose, but this loss might be it. This loss could be it for the Flyers if a certain team wins next week. And then their next games might not matter because this is what their 10th game, so they still have 2 more games. Yeah, they're gonna have to get lucky. I think Growlers have to lose both their games in order for Carolina to sneak there at the 3 seed. Looks like Atlanta is going to lock up the. They might get the 1 seed. We'll see. That's going to be their 9th win. Austin Soul still have a couple more games left. So it's going to come down to the last week for the South Division 1 and 2 seed and 3 seed. It's crazy. East, I think Boston knocked up 1 seed, DC 2 seed. The 3 seed will just be decided tomorrow, most likely. Between New York and Philly there. Central Division, 1 seed already locked up for Union because they're undefeated. They have 2 games left. Minnesota looks like gonna lock up the 2 seed, maybe just barely. They have 2 games left though, so it's not certain that they're locked up. So 2 seed, 3 seed will be decided in the Central next week. In the West, pretty much all the teams already locked up right there in the West. So
Just one more.
should of course the not 10-1 record right behind them. Spiders 8-3 record, and Colorado they're 6-4.
That is exactly what I very quick turnover, pretty much.
Dude, the Carolina Flyers have some magic in them. They got a break chance here. They can cut it to 3 here.
4-goal deficit. That's what they faced at the beginning of this quarter, and it has gotten no better throughout. So just to put it into context, Boston 8-2, top of the table. Atlanta, this is it for them tonight. When they play and the final whistle goes, they will done. Now they're in the playoff. It's a matter of where they're going to finish in this season situation. Carolina on outside looking in. They need to win tonight and the remainder of their schedule.
Oh, Carolina has to win tonight or they're out, is what they just said.
Sam.
And they're down by 4. This can cut it to 3, and it's denied by the hustle. A layout bid by the Flyers is empty. That might have just lost them the game there. What a block. What a stupid floaty throw there by the Flyers. You have to come back from 4 and just give them back the disc on the goal line there.
Scoring one there, take your time.
Fantastic call timeout here.
Two players in the vicinity. The one who decided with this in Terrence Mitchell as well. 2-on-1 there to try and come up with that point. The heads just sink a little bit lower. Here's a look at it. Great chance.
It's a stupid throw. What are you doing?
Yeah, the mistake there is just how much float he puts.
And you're trying to give your team a chance, but that's just a dumb throw by the Flyers. You had time too, like you had 4 minutes. And you just chucked a floaty throw. You be patient and score in the next 30 seconds. Then you're only down by 3 with still like 3:30 left. It's not smart. You score a point per minute, you win. But now it's more like a point per. Oh, you needed that turnover there, but you couldn't get it. Big layout there by the Flyers. That should be an offensive foul on the hustle, but they're going to call on the Flyers. Wow.
Every second off that clock is one step closer, and now the lead is larger than minutes remaining.
Ooh, 2:57 here left.
I mean, we content just to run clock here.
Austin Taylor with the huck here.
Holzmeyer.
Ripped down by the Flyers. Flyers got to hurry, though. Down by 4 with 2:36. You have to score like a point every 45 seconds.
Always been since that middle of the
You got to take a huck here.
Been close.
Travel, yeah. Got to hurry. Clock's sticking.
Never been a mission for the Flyers.
You still have to get stops.
Slip. Held on to it. Swanson. Bloodworth.
Yeah, you have to force that throw.
It does.
Got one score there. Just cut it down to 3. There's 2 minutes left still. Need another break though. Need 3 breaks with 2.
But at the very least, they could find a way to finally punch it. Yep. Every goal was a but now the second part.
Yep. Sense. Yeah, you're in that must-take territory.
Great throw there by the Flyers.
Play on no room for mistakes here, and they need a bit of fortune.
Yeah, they're beyond just the zero margin error. They have to be at the positive margin error.
Atlanta have done what they needed to do. They have met the occasion to fulfill their role in this second half. Now, all they have to do is not collapse. They don't have to be stellar. They don't have to be perfect. They just have to do enough. Across the goal line, and they'll count it.
It's a goal for the hustle.
Hustle to go one step closer.
Wow. Hustle could kick the Flyers out of the playoffs. It's crazy.
They just have to do weird things defensively. Yep. And when it doesn't work out right away, you're going to leave yourself susceptible to these kind of fast breaks where it looks like you aren't playing defense at all. So it's one for Atlanta in the end. They're able to it.
You just go for Atlanta because you know Flyers basically have to throw around their bodies to try to get a block. And then they need a hold here within the next 15 seconds.
Carolina no better off than they were when they started this fourth quarter. Great. Yeah, there's been a chance for.
And you got to hit these unders quick right now. You have to hit them. If there's just a little bit of space, you have to hit that guy. You just have to. What a bid.
Keeping it alive.
Wide open. Nice.
Daylight, perhaps.
58 seconds left, though. Wasted too much time there.
A single chance is a world of hope for this Carolina team with their backs against the wall.
This right here, this is the play that Carolina has not made.
Yeah.
This half. Grayson Sanders just saying, I'm not letting that disc hit the ground again. Incredible way out.
Who's play?
And then once that catch is made, Mitchell all alone back. I think Carolina, in all likelihood, will look back and say, you know, if it had a couple more of those moments, maybe it would have gone differently. You're a little late now, but like you said,
Need a block and a score. You have to get a block on this double team pretty much. And you let it get out already.
Miller connects his pass. They don't have to connect many more to get them to safety.
Ooh, nearly a turnover there. 43 seconds left.
Holzmeyer. Down close
You have to score within the next 10 seconds. You have to score 10, a point 10 each for the next 10 seconds.
able to hold on.
Yeah, it's over.
It has been an improbable run for Carolina after losing 4 straight to start the season. They have gone on this incredible, inspiring sequence of
Carolina lost 4 straight to start the season and then have won 5 in a row. That's crazy. Yeah, you can't start that bad. Did they lose to Atlanta twice? They played them 3 times, I think.
It will be against a team that they would have paid anything to have not been against. It will be their rivals, Atlanta, piling it on
Atlanta's about to knock two rivals out of the playoffs. It's crazy. The Flyers are gone. The San Diego Whalers are going to make the playoffs. Wow. For the first time since they made the playoffs back in 2022 and played in the West Division Championship game. Or, sorry, West Division semifinal game against the Shred. Back when they were in the West Division. Whalers are going to make the playoffs. Wow. It's crazy. Can they still make it though? The 2 games behind the Gauls. Oh no, because this loss will make them 5-5. Jeez. Rip Carolina. Their playoff hopes are gone. There's only going to be one team that has a ongoing streak of making the playoffs every year, and that team is the Salt Lake Shred. Wow. Flyers are gone. It's crazy. Rest in peace, Carolina. Your streak is over. The playoff streak, playoff games in a row, or every year making the playoffs. I mean, they made it 10 years in a row and just couldn't get over the hump this year. And now that record or that streak, the live streak, is to the Shred. But the Shred has done it with like 6 or more years in a row. They have to make the playoffs. They want to beat that streak.
Just going to suffocate the game. Very impressive job for them to really clinch their spot in the playoffs and eliminate their biggest rival, Carolina. Not their franchise, frankly. Now they get to maybe play for positioning to win the division outright. I think coming into this game, Zach, that
Atlanta can win the division still? No way. Oh yeah, because they play the Soul, don't they?
not enough to carry them here in the second half.
Yeah, they play the Soul. And don't they have another game?
Well-deserved victors here.
Yeah, Havoc. So if they beat the Soul and the Havoc, they get 1 seed at Atlanta. That's crazy. Atlanta can win the South with 3 losses. That's crazy. The South is low-key weak. I know we lost to Atlanta, but barely, and without like 5 of our main guys. So if we played them again, we could beat them. The South is the weakest division this year. Best division is the Central, and then maybe the East.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
I think it goes Central, East, West, South, and how good the divisions are. But you could switch this. You could switch the West to 2 in front of the East, but West and East are pretty even, talent-wise.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
The teams at the bottom of the West kind of suck, though. Like the Bighorns don't even have a win, but 1 team without a win. It's crazy. Detroit has a win. It's crazy. But I'm probably gonna end this soon because both those games ended. Just wanted to go live for a couple huge playoff games that have playoff implications. The Carolina Flyers have been knocked out of the playoffs for the first time in their existence. Crazy. But thank you everybody who came in to watch. Thank you for coming on in. And yeah, go Shred. It's been your favorite Ginger. I'm out. Peace.
most wide open season in the history of the league. I mean, that's just a fact. There's no doubt about it.
The league is in a great spot. These teams, these championship teams, the Minnesota Wind Chill are in a great spot.
Let's be real. We shocked the world tonight. These guys know how to fight, and that trophy was nice and heavy, and that felt good.
We haven't proved anything yet. We've been here several times. We are the underdogs.
We've been grinding for a long time. I don't feel like we got over the hump.
You're going to win that over and over, one matchup at a time.
You've got your favorites. You've got your underdogs. This is why they play the games.
Over the top!